Hi, welcome to another video by Archangel Raphael. My name's Jabeen and Archangel Raphael comes through me to speak. And in this particular video, Archangel Raphael's going to be talking about ancestral wounding and how to heal it. So I'm going to give you numbers 1 to 5, and if you choose a number, and just be guided by your higher self, by your intuition. See which number you're most drawn to, and in the description below, they're timestamps, and then just click on the timestamp by your number. Yeah, hope you enjoy this video. Yeah, let me know in the comments below how you find your message and how it resonates with you. Thanks for listening. So, group number 1, this is your message. I would like you to know that my message for you is that your wounding is very much based on circumstances that you and your ancestors have lived through. What I see for all of you is that your ancestors have had to struggle through extremely hard times. There has been a lot of hardship on the physical plane, poverty, as well as social isolation because of the level of poverty and struggle that you've had. Some of you who are listening to this may have even had lives with your ancestors, and some of you may simply feel the energy that is passed on along the family line that you are being influenced by. What I would like you to know is that there are many forms of social isolation, but for this group, your isolation has been all around your circumstances on the earth plane in terms of the money you have had, the resources. Your day-to-day lives have been very much about making a living, the lives your ancestors have had, and perhaps you too. It is good for you to also be aware that because of this, some of your motivations in this life are very much about making the bread and butter money that you need in order to sustain yourselves. You are not necessarily trying to be more than simply a physical being at times because of this, because of the struggle from the past. What I will say is that your particular wounding leads you to often forego higher pursuits in favour of making a living, day-to-day affairs. And I would like all of you to know, those of you in this group, that it is important to work through these fears, internal fears around making money, survival issues. And once you have worked through this, a lot of the social isolation that you have faced too will totally disappear. Because I see for all of you, you often find yourselves feeling alone because of day-to-day pressures of life, because you are either working too hard or you are trying to find ways of doing more to create income for your day-to-day needs. What I would like you to know is that you are carrying this from your ancestors, and as you go within and work through this, focus on the light within in one way or another, encompassing this aspect of your being. And as this is dissolved into the light of oneness, you will feel a lot lighter and clearer. You will feel inclined to follow your internal desires rather than external pressure to simply stay alive. Finally, I would like you to know that there is really no such thing as simply making a living. There is such a thing as being who you are, sharing what you have inside, and then automatically you are sustained by life in very abundant ways. You are abundantly given to by others in various ways. because you are sharing who you are inside, the light you have found. What I would like you to know is that receiving from life is all about keeping the flow going. It is about giving from that part of you that has something to give. And as you give from this place, you will automatically be sustained by life. When you are not able to give, trust the compassion of the universe to support you through these times. But when you are back in the flow, you are automatically going to find yourselves receiving abundantly from life. That is all. Okay, group 2, this is your message. My message for you is that I see your ancestral wounding is very much about feeling disempowered, feeling that you are in one way or another not considered by those in your life, feeling that your needs, wants, desires are never taken into account. A lot of you in this group have had lives where you have really not been allowed to be who you are, where you have been put down by others, perhaps even terrorized with abuse in one way or another. I will say that your wounding is all about clearing this from your system. Your ancestors have had a lot of this, a lot of being put in their place as soon as they try to rise up, go beyond what is expected of them. Some of you who are listening to this may come from lineages where certain expectations were placed upon family members, whether they were in one way or another expected to simply get married, have children, and do nothing else, or whether it was to simply support the family and not pursue anything beyond that. What I will say is the wounding is very deep here, and it needs to be cleared in a multitude of ways. One of the ways is to feel into it, ask the light of oneness to penetrate it. Another way is to pursue your passions, your higher vision of life, and really go for it. And the more you do this, the more you will automatically feel empowered. You will feel that you are able to be who you are and feel met by life. But really, the most important work you need to do is to go within, feel the energy that is there, and ask for it to be cleared, because this type of energy does make one feel very stuck in life, like they are not able to get beyond something. And as you go within, you will find ways forwards in outer life. As your energy changes from the inside, the outside will change as well. That is all. Okay, so group number 3, this is your message. I would like you to know that for you, the wounding is all about feeling that there is nothing there for you on the earth plane. This type of wounding comes about when people have been neglected, severely neglected, perhaps have had lives where literally they have been given nothing and they have had to go forwards on an empty stomach, so to speak. It often happens where you have been in war zones, where perhaps parents were not there, where people have been killed, and orphans were having to raise themselves. You have had circumstances where there has been so much hardship that you have had no self-worth at all, and you have simply struggled to survive. This type of wounding is very rare, in fact, but some of you who are listening to this carry this in your lineage, and others carry neglect, isolation, desolation, deep despair. And within this there is an emptiness. It is not even being mistreated. Beneath it there is absolutely nothing at all, just emptiness and pain, a feeling inside that something is missing, but not really being sure what it is. What I will say is this does require very deep work, where you are quite literally reliving old times. What I am trying to say is that it is good for this group to trace the roots of some of their feelings of isolation, deep despair, of nothingness, and through this you will come to the realization of the type of energies that you are carrying there. And from this place you can clear them, because without feeling the energy you are not able to clear it. What I would like you to know is this type of energy is rare, because it is very deep and dark, because it is literally the absence of light. But what I will say is that by working through this, your lives will exponentially change in a good way. Because people who have this sort of wounding, they often just feel lost and empty. And once this is healed, their life starts to really take off. That is all. Okay, and group 4, this is the message for you. The wounding that this particular group has on an ancestral level is connected to having lifetimes where there has been a lot of abundance of a lot of things. This type of lineage has had energies that have been all about enjoying life, living life to the fullest degree. But then what has happened is that people are living on the earth, solely on the earth plane, and doing things to excess. There is a lot of hedonistic energy here, a lack of focus, a lack of real purpose. So this particular group, you are prone to losing your focus, overindulging in life, feeling dissatisfied. I would also like you to know that for this group there is a lot of energy around alcohol, excess of all sorts, any sort. What I will say is that through this there is escapism. You lose yourself in the external world so that you are not able to feel your internal world and deepest desires. For this, it is important to go within. The answer for this group and the wounding is to go as deep as you can, to come from within rather than outside of yourselves, and to really work on any excess you have in your life, whatever this is, whether this is overindulging in food or alcohol or something else. There is more need for spirit, being in your spirit and being fed by spirit, and less need for the world. That is all. And group 5, this is the message for you. I would like you to know that your ancestral wound is very much about feeling that life has nothing much to offer you. You are in one way or another carrying lifetimes worth of pain, of feeling despondent about life. And the place this comes from is where there has been a lot of catastrophic events happen. Things go badly wrong for your ancestors. It may have been a lot of death because of illness or something else, but you are carrying something in your lineage that is to do with devastating circumstances. So things going well, but then everything in one way or another being taken away. Perhaps you have been exiled from the place you are born. Perhaps there have been other circumstances that have meant that your ancestors have had to leave everything behind. So underneath everything else that you may have in this life already, there is a deep feeling that life really has nothing to offer you, that whatever you create can be taken away in an instant. What I would like you to know is that this creates an apathetic attitude to life, feeling that there are circumstances that happen that are beyond your control, so it makes you less prone to acting, doing things off your own back. You tend to go with the flow rather than go within and go with your internal flow. You respond to what is in front of you, but you do not create from within you. A lot of people in this group may feel like they are doing okay in life, but there is not a deeper feeling in them on a day-to-day level to do more than this, because they are used to being controlled by outer circumstances, and things are able to go terribly wrong at any time. There is this underlying feeling. What I will say is the healing for this group is to go deep within, to feel this, and to make changes from inside, to feel this energy and ask for it to clear through you, to feel empowered to make your own lives change, and to know that whatever happens on the outside, you are able to navigate your way through it, guided by something that you have found within yourselves, a connection to the oneness, and you will always find yourselves coming through it with everything you need and desire. What I will say is that your ancestors felt disheartened, felt broken by circumstances, and for you it is to know that whatever happens, you are able to go beyond circumstances and still feel that you have what you need and want, that you are happy on earth, that you are fulfilling your purpose here. That is all. Yes, thank you for listening, everyone, and please let me know in the comments below how you found your messages, if they resonated or not. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Thank you for listening.